welcome to Behind the Scenes Studio Tour. I am so excited to break down the curtain, to show you behind the scenes, and we are going to go all out here. You're going to see everything that we use, all of the live streaming gear that we use. I use all the things. So I have a pretty untypical studio. And so as we go into the studio tour, I want you to realize that you do not need to set it up exactly like I do, because this is, because you'll see, like, I use a prompter and I use some different things that are in my studio that may set it up different, that require a different setup than it would in your particular case if you're keeping it more simple. I'll tell you the differences and all of that as we go along. Callie, who is our community care hero behind here, is going to be running camera for me and taking you on this tour. If you are new around here, please do type new in the comments. I would love to meet you. And if you are new, you don't know me. Hi, I'm Laria Petrucci, and I'm from Live Streaming Pros, where we help you create professional live video that is uniquely you. And this show is actually called Go Live Now. It's a partnership I do with Ecamm, my favorite live streaming software on the Mac, and you'll see how I integrate that into my production as well. So let's get into it. Shay and Richie are new. Type in new in the comments. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for introducing yourself and speaking up. Be participatory in this session. This is a totally casual, totally behind the scenes stream, and I want you to ask your questions. I want you to talk. So I look forward to getting to know all of our new people like Diego as well. All right, so let's get down to business. Callie, are you almost ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, she's getting ready with the behind the scenes camera. Now, let me set up a couple of things for you. So she actually is going to walk you through as I stay here and kind of guide you through what we're doing. Now, I will show you the software I use, which is Ecamm Live. I'll show you the gear that I use, the lighting, the camera, the microphones. And I'll also show you the set behind me. All of these different elements are vital in your own studio. Now, keep in mind that we actually teach all of this stuff. So there's a link in the workshop or to our workshops that walk you through all of this in the description and coming to you in the comments as well if you have further questions and you want to do it yourself. So we're going to get down to business. All right. This is the behind the scenes of the camera, right? So that's the camera angle. So I use a Sony A5100. Try and set exposure on that, can you? Maybe not. So the A5100 is the camera that I use. The Sony A6100 is our recommended, but this is a budget option that I find totally acceptable. Like this is giving me this look right there. Now I use a Sigma 56 millimeter f1.4 lens. However, as you'll see here, there's a lot of space between me and my camera. So you can see, like, we've got several feet in between where I stand and where the camera is. So I need the 56 millimeter lens. In our studio workshop and whenever we recommend, for the most people, I don't know why I keep looking at that camera. Hi, you're over there. We actually recommend the 16 millimeter f1.4 lens from Sigma. And so that's the camera and the lens that I use. And by the way, hold tight. I'm just going to say something right now. I am actually in the process of moving. So So there you'll probably see some mess. So I move in like a month, a little over a month, and I'm currently getting rid of all the gear. You can actually see some of the gear actually show like over there. You can see like we're tearing everything apart. We're organizing things. We're selling all of our gear and everything. So if you see messes, I just had to say that's why. All right. So that's the camera and lens. Now, as I said, I actually use a teleprompter, this Ecamm 12-inch LCD teleprompter. Oh, yeah, you might be able to you can come around here and see it probably better. Shaky cam. So the blue screen right there, that's the teleprompter. And as you can see, the camera is behind it shooting the teleprompter. I'm not actively using the teleprompter right now. And in fact, we're coming over here. Say hi to Callie. She is usually in the comments right now. She's not. So I want to make sure that everybody knows you guys do not necessarily need a prompter. Like everybody sees my studio and thinks, oh, I want a prompter. So I never, ever, ever suggest teleprompting live. Don't do it. You can use it for bullet points, which I often do, especially for this Go Live Now show, to make sure that I am staying on track and I'm hitting the things that I want to say. So bullet points are fine, but it also requires more space. It's a $700-800 prompter. I don't actually prefer Bluetooth prompters. I prefer hardwired. So things to keep in mind as you look at my studio setup. So, and then you'll see the prismatic ring light that's right in front of the camera and teleprompter. I like that somebody said, I'm a professional organizer. You're fine. Thank you, Barbara, for giving me that vote of confidence there. So this prismatic ring light is our favorite ring light because it actually changes colors. You can actually change the colors from the phone app, which I can't show you because Callie has my phone, but you can change the lighting, you can change the temperature, you can dim it. Now this is a bit more of a top of the line ring light option. If you're looking for a more budget option, you can actually look at the newer ring lights. Those are great. Now I will say one thing about ring lights is that if you wear glasses, you do not want to position it like it is. So you'll see it's like directly on me. If you're wearing glasses though, you really want to put it up and pointing it down. So that would be ideal for those of you who wear glasses. Now, because it's so far away, I'm not getting the normal cast of a ring light. And so instead, I actually have these two lights over here kind of bringing in the fill on the left and right side of things. So these are actually newer LED lights, and they're fantastic. So they're little panel lights. They're little, they're small, so they're really beneficial from that perspective because they don't take a lot. In terms of arms, I am using the Manfrotto arms. Now, these are the cheaper version of the arms that we recommend. And then the super clamp that's connected. So the super clamp is what takes the arm and connects it to the Varipoles that we're using right there to mount everything top to bottom. So show the pole how it's like mounted up at the top. There we go. And so like that whole pole gives us mounting solutions. And I see a lot of questions coming through. I will totally answer those. And one thing is people want to know, like, how are we bringing in that iPhone? In fact, I'll actually show you. Ecamm actually has a recommendation for this. I knew you guys were going to ask. We're going to put the link in the comments right now to this. But this is the Ecamm that I use to have the iPhone coming in as a camera, and it's working spectacularly well. This is actually the first time I'm using it, but it's working very, very well. And so that is what we are doing to bring in the iPhone. Now we do have I have a RX10, a Sony RX10 that I usually use as a second camera. However, you know, I didn't want Callie to have to try and carry this around and be wired while trying to do a studio tour. So I opted for the phone option instead. So again, that link is coming to you in the comments. And I'm just gonna throw this back up there. And yes, any of the A6, the Sony A series will work fantastically. So if you already have one, then you're good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna point out another thing over here. So you guys will see that I have 3 monitors. So I have the iMac that is running Ecamm. She's running into things. So I have the iMac monitor, and then I also have the second monitor over here where what I use to share my screen, right? So if I'm doing this view, then I actually have everything set up on this second monitor so that I'm not trying to run it on the same production monitor. Now, then I also have this third monitor right directly in front of me. This is called a confidence monitor. Because my monitors are off to the side, I actually use a confidence monitor that's directly underneath the camera so that I can know at a glance without actually looking at the monitor, just using peripheral vision. I can know that you are getting exactly what I want you to get. For instance, if I am on this camera and I'm talking to you, like it's the wrong camera, right? So using the confidence monitor, that gives me the confidence to know that you are getting the actual production that I want you to get. And I can see comments, like, so if I throw out, oh, we're getting to it, Outdoor Station. We're getting to it. We're getting to the mic, so hang tight. But yeah, so if I want to, I can see comments on the production or on the confidence monitor, etc. Now over there, I'm coming back to the desk. I promise there's lots to show you on the desk. If you'll go over there to show the box over here. So we were talking about on the Live Streaming Pros show yesterday, we were talking about the hacks that I suggest to use in your studio. Now this confidence monitor, I want directly under the camera, and my desk wasn't tall enough. So what did I do? I took an empty box and I propped it up on there so that I get it and show how close it is to the camera. Finger shot. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna take it off of Crazy Cam right now. There we go. Okay. So see how if you kind of go up and see how close it is, right? So it's right under. If I didn't have that box, then it would be too far down in my peripheral to see what's going on. So that is a hack that I highly suggest you use in your own studio. Now that mixer is not in use, just so you know. It is a mixer that I was actually using for this Rode mic, and points up here. So like this Rode mic is on a boom arm, but I am not using this. So I had a full vMix production on a PC that's over there in the corner, and that setup was being used for that. I haven't had to use my vMix setup since I went full on Ecamm. And so this has been all I need. So it's still here. But like I said, I'm not too worried about things because I'm moving. So all of this will get torn down anyway, and then that will go out of production. It's just like one of those things that's kind of sticking around. And then let's see. Oh, I want to show this as well. So like show how this is another like little hack. So my AJA capture card that's on the chair, I'm too far away. So because I'm moving in a month, I didn't really want to reconfigure everything in my studio. Too much work. I'm being lazy, but it is a little hack. I just placed the capture card on a chair so that it wasn't dangling, because it didn't have the length of the, I didn't have the length of the cables to get it to the desk. So again, you can do whatever it takes to get the job done. And if you want to learn more about hacks, I did an entire show about that yesterday on the Live Streaming Pros channel. So let's see. Okay, so that's the capture card that I'm using, the AJA UTAP. Somebody asked how the monitor is coming in. That's via HDMI, and that HDMI and the Ethernet cable are also running through that. So here's the deal. I actually like to show you guys the mess because it's reality, right? And it's okay that yours is not perfect. When I move and I set up my new studio, I'll be walking you through cable management and actually setting it up in a more sophisticated way so that you don't have a mess, because this is okay because it's not in my main space. Like, I just come down here to the basement and shoot. And so it's okay if it's a little messy, but in my new space, it will be in my main space, where in my new apartment, where it'll be in my main space. So I do not want any mess. So I will be walking you through as I reset up the studio with cable management tips as well. I'm glad that you're loving it, Dig Dug. I love your name too. And it's so useful to see compared to what the viewers see. Exactly. And that's the thing, is like, this is what you guys see. You don't see any of the mess. You don't see any of the cables. You don't see all of that stuff. And I want you to see that from both perspectives so that you know that it's okay. All that matters is what the audience sees, right? Okay. Somebody also asked, are you using the MacBook to run the production? No, absolutely not. So this MacBook is running literally my team chat. So my team has a chat where they say, hey, something's wrong, fix it. Or they gather the questions and post them. And so I'm monitoring that, and I'm monitoring the stream on Restream. Actually, come over here. I'll turn it onto the main cam, and we can show you the behind the scenes of what's here. Okay, good, Christian. I love it. Do it. All right. So here I have the Restream setup where I can, just monitor that everything is active and working. And then in here, I actually have the questions that Dave today, usually Callie, are gathering from you guys to make sure that I don't miss anything. And so I'll come back to that here shortly. Now, again, like, this is also coming in via HDMI. This I don't do anything with on this monitor except for running Ecamm. So I leave that to run Ecamm, and that's it. And by the way, if you want to learn more about Ecamm, we do have a free trial for you and a free training series, which is currently being even updated because they've added awesome new features. So you can go get your free trial at livestreamingpros.com/Ecamm if you don't have it already. All right, so next up, you're on camera. Next up, you're asking about the mic. This is the Samson G-Track Pro that I use. I also have a Blue Yeti that I can swap out if I need to, but I really like the G-Track Pro and how it sounds. And so that sits here. Now, ideally, I would have it off the desk, or at least a buffer, like here. Like, typically, if you're going to put your mic on your desk, you really want to have some buffer for any noise. If I hit the desk, it's going to absorb some of that sound and not put it into the mic. But again, in the new studio, I'll be setting this up a little bit different. Okay. Is this too fast for you, Kelly? Well, just let me know if I need to re-go over anything, okay? All right. And then I also talked about the prompter. This is my little control for the prompter. And you'll notice, like, I have everything here that I would need. I have power back here, ready to go. I have my additional prompter computer up here when I am using my prompter. So I have everything right here that I ever need, so that I'm not having to mess around, go upstairs, try and find it, right? And everything should be solidly right here. So this is my Griffin PowerMate. They do not sell these anymore. And in fact, Michael Hyatt has actually found a couple good options as a replacement. So I'll be doing reviews of those very soon as well, if you do have a prompter in your setup. Because I was very disappointed. Like, they don't sell them anymore. This is the only one that I like. I have my tea right here. Usually the Ecamm cup, the mug, but it was dirty today. Sorry. And the Stream Deck. So this Stream Deck is what controls the entire show. So while Ecamm actually has everything is set up in Ecamm, all through my scenes and everything like that, this is what I actually use to control. So I can go from the main cam back to the second cam. I can throw the hip up on screen. I can go back to the main cam. I can throw my lower third. And I'm doing all of this through these buttons. The reason I love the Stream Deck is because it allows me to have a TV quality production push button simple. And I actually have it physical, like a physical device to do this, because then I can kind of feel my way through without ever looking down, or very, very rarely looking down. Okay, so I know the infinity cam gets a little crazy, doesn't it? So that's the Stream Deck. I actually did an entire show about the Stream Deck on both the Ecamm channels and the Live Streaming Pros channels. So if you are looking for more information on that, definitely check out that video. Are the buttons just queuing scenes in Ecamm? Do they control other functions? Yeah, so again, I did an entire video about this, but come down here to, hey, what are you doing? She's dancing, I think. So with the Stream Deck, like, they are scenes. Most of these are scenes, but then I also have a mute button if I'm gonna cough or anything like that. And I also have the finish button. It's not actually showing up there, but you see it more clearly in the video that I did about Stream Deck. I can hide comments. So some of these are not scenes, but most of them are. Okay. This is Callie. Hi. So Callie is our community care hero at Live Streaming Pros. And here, let me get out of the way so you can actually see her. Hi. And she is actually taking care of you guys. So anytime, through customer support, through our community, if you're a student or in our U-Coaching program, like, she is the one really taking care of you, making sure you have what you need. Okay, now we're gonna go up here. So these are, speaking of Callie, these are some extra pieces of gear that I have that I kind of swap out back and forth, but Callie is gonna be stealing the Razer mic and webcam that I actually unboxed last week, because she's going to be setting up her own stream, learning Ecamm and doing her own videos. So that's exciting. And then I have the Logitech webcam here, which has quickly fallen out of favor with me in favor of the Razer Kio webcam. And then the RX10. Normally, the RX10 is actually my second camera. Oh, sorry, I did turn away from the mic. Sorry about that, guys. I have to remember there's a mic. Okay. So then if you want to pop down to Abby, usually the RX10 camera is the Abby cam. Abby is our, hold tight. Abby is the real star of the show. Come on, where are you? There you are. There's Abby. She was busy underneath the covers. But so normally that RX10 is what I use for her, because everybody really wants to see her, let's face it. The mic, so if the Razer mic, what was the called? What was the mic called? I did a video on the Live Streaming Pros channel where I tested both the webcam and the mic. All the information is there on the Live Streaming Pros YouTube channel. Okay, what else on the desk? That's pretty much it on the desk.
Pencils, pens.
She's showing the pencils and pens. Oh, that is a good point, actually, because this is an up desk, and this is what was that? I actually use this a lot during production if I see a comment come through. So I'm like, oh, Bez said this, and so like if I want to bring it up later, I actually write notes to myself during the show, and you never actually know that I'm doing that, so that I can wrap back around on something or call somebody out. So that happens a lot. I love this whiteboard up desk. So one of my favorite things in my studio for sure. And then I have this, light box that is the Abby light box. So that if I am using the Abby cam, then she has her own light, because it gets a little dark, and she does not like it. I will tell you that. She does not like having all the light on her. Okay, so let's go to the back here. I do have a green screen. And I know I harp on green screens a lot, and I don't suggest you use them, but I actually use this green screen for thumbnails and pictures. Hold tight while I actually show you how this one works. This is from Elgato. Whoa! And then there we go. So then I just push it out of the way. And then there is Callie's spot where she sits. And yes, she has a chair, but she does prefer, like she has a chair to sit on. But she prefers the floor. So if you see me looking back or talking back during the countdown timer, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to Callie. And then you can see my studio set. So here in the main cam, what you're seeing is, a bokeh effect. And so you don't see many of the details. You can see like can you move that way? There you go. You can see the little robot there in the background, but looking at the camera thumb, you can actually see what that robot looks like. So I have a little, few trinkets here. So let's go top bottom. So Podcaster Hall of Fame Award, some books, Wonder Woman. These are books that I've read that I just brought down because they're colorful. And then I just like some of these boxes are just there because they're colorful. Some of the things that's Creepy Kitty. He is a creepy kitty because he actually dances to music. So, that's a little weird, but he's just kind of an old joke around here. And then we have robots, and different things like Petra gave me this. Petra is one of our moderators from the Netherlands. So she gave me that, which I thought was cool. And then going down, actually nothing. Oh no, there's a red box there. And then I have all the wires and stuff hidden underneath that shelf. And then if you go up to the very top, so that light is from IKEA. You can see that. I have that little glass thing up there with a light behind it as well, with some additional books, because in the main cam shot you can kind of see it, and so there's a lot of subtlety going on, but then you can see actually how this all works, right? So and then just a bunch of things that I haven't put out. Sometimes I swap things out just for fun, and then we go over here. And we have that I got from IKEA. It's just I like the red, and of course I love our UK friends. We have a popcorn machine, and we have another light. The Christmas tree somebody asked about earlier. That's my version of a Christmas tree, and it just is now a studio tree. But why not have it, right? It looks pretty on the main shot. I think so, at least. So we actually, guys, we teach you all of this stuff in our studio workshop. So livestreamingpros.com/studio. We walk you through how to set up all of this from scratch, what you need to buy, how to put, like what connects to what. All of that is included in our studio workshop. I'd highly encourage you to take that if you haven't already. We dropped the price during these crazy times for you. And we also offer a pay what you can model. So if you are really struggling, there are options for you. This is the process that we actually go through when we do custom studio builds for people like Michael Hyatt, Amy Porterfield, Pat Flynn, Ryan Levesque, Donald Miller, these amazing people. And then we drilled that down into a DIY workshop. So check out that link in the comments if you want access to that.